stupid with blue hair.
Because he's a closeted homosexual, Manfro.
Oh, we're alive.
That's fine. He is. It's okay. I hope one day he comes to terms with who he is and his sexuality. That is about Kenny Omega, who, is currently wrestling Bryan Danielson on the first match of AEW for some fucking reason rather than the main event. I don't know why. Whatever. It sounds like a false finish is coming. But anyway, guys, welcome to the second live stream going into week 3 of the 2021 NFL season. Josh, how are you and how are your Falcons?
I'm good. They suck.
So, usually for the last few years, it's been they're good and you suck. So it's a reversal of fortunes here.
I was playing Madden today and I had a little bit of an epiphany, and you know what sucks? Like, to really think about, even if they won the Super Bowl, they'd still suck today.
Wait, and if they didn't collapse 28-3?
Yeah.
Well, historically, after teams win the Super Bowl, is that there's no such real thing as dynasties. Like, you might get back to the Super Bowl, but rarely do you win back to back. I mean, you saw it with the Seahawks. That to me was more coaching than anything else. But you saw the Chiefs last year, and teams that lose the Super Bowl generally collapse because teams poach your coaches and they poach your talent too, and specifically your depth talent. So yeah, but you would take sucking for one Super Bowl, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess. I'm not saying that I would rather them
What do you mean you guess?
have lost. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say I would have rather them, lost, because it doesn't matter if they won or lost because they still suck today. Of course, I would rather them win, but they'd still suck today either way, so it still sucks.
Yeah, I mean, sucks to suck, but yeah, you had a winnable week this week, which we'll get to. Michael, how are you? How are the Packers?
The Packers are riding high, baby. We were down by 3 going into halftime, and then they pulled it off.
Yeah, it looked a little ugly there for a bit. They were down at halftime. They were down 21-17 at one point.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is the fucking man, and I love how he lost his fucking father's ashes in the end zone, and he's like, "That's where my father would want to be," and then he ended up getting him back. Cool. But
what do you have? 5 total touchdowns or 4?
4.
3 receiving, 1 brushing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean,
it's like
crazy.
Aaron Rodgers padding his stats a little bit. I love it.
Well, a couple of them were the little shovel dump offs on an end around type play, which I saw someone say, "He's fucking Rodgers a stat padder." I was like, listen, there is some of that, but you don't get to the career statistics Aaron Rodgers has by being a total stat padder. And his hair is interesting to me because I was like, he's growing his hair out.
Throwing an end around in NFL is an easy thing to do. There's no pass in the NFL that's easy for the average person to complete.
Did you see Carson Wentz tried one? Carson Wentz tried a shovel pass this week and it got picked off.
Yeah, I saw that. That was terrible.
What was I going to say? So you saw how long Aaron Rodgers' hair is, and did you see he said why it's that long?
No, I saw it. No, it's okay. I mean, I don't love it, but
no, I mean, honestly, if it's actually for a Halloween costume, I appreciate the commitment to the gimmick, but I didn't like when Tom Brady had the long fruity hair. I don't necessarily like it when Rodgers does either. So I just don't like Tom Brady though. But
white quarterbacks should leave their hair in.
You think so? Who's the best long-haired white quarterback in history that had long hair for a long period of time?
Blaine Gabbert.
Gabbert?
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert.
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 Anyway, so Manfro, you had the best record between the three of us last week at 11-5.
Really?
Josh and I both went 10-6.
My sleeper pick?
No, your Browns did not win. The Texans did not beat the Browns. The Browns covered 10, but we're gonna call it even. And the punishment was supposed to be that if I won, you ate the pickle candy. If you won, I ate the pickle candy. So now I just have 5 pieces of pickle candy here.
So listen, this is what we're gonna do, right? So this week you can take any of my picks, and if I go against you in any of the picks this week, you can choose for me to eat the pickle candy, and we'll do the same thing.
A game where I'm opposite you. I get to pick which one, and we're gonna do the points. We're gonna do the points too.
Yeah.
See, this is where you were dumb. You bought down. at 12 points. Like I was like, I should be buying down to make you do the bet. You said no, take this bet. I'm gonna take 2 points away from you to make it easier for you. And for a minute, I was a little nervous because Tyrod was looking nice. But what did I tell you last week about Tyrod?
You said he's gonna get hurt. He's due.
I said he's due. He's due to get hurt or a punctured lung. And sure enough, he got. I feel bad for Tyrod. Does anyone like short of Chad Pennington in recent years have worse luck than Tyrod Taylor?
No.
No,
Robert
I don't
Griffin
think so.
Third.
So, I would actually have to say this week, Aaron Jones is the MVP of the league this week with what he did. Least valuable player. That's a tougher one. Your
sleeper defensive player of the year, Tyrann Mathieu, had fucking 2 interceptions.
Yeah, man, he's looking nice. I think we forget how good he is sometimes. Like he's good, but then when you see, I mean, listen, they still lost.
Well, you picked Chandler Jones and Tyrann Mathieu, and like the first 2 weeks are looking good for you.
Yeah, I'm off to a nice start. I mean, Listen, you can never go wrong with Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald sucks.
He doesn't suck. Like that's a bit of an exaggeration. I mean,
he gets quadruple teamed. It's fucking bullshit.
He does. So before we go into our picks, the latest episode of You Watch I Listen 155 with the return of Taylor to the studio is live now on iTunes, Spotify, the whole shebang. You can listen to that now. Pull it up tomorrow. About a 2-hour episode. Had a good time. Taylor admitted to being a closeted Machine Gun Kelly fan, and Manfro expressed genuine concern. Like after the show, he texted me. He's like, "Dude, do we need to like do an intervention for Taylor?" He said, "You might, but probably not for that. There's a number of other things."
He's okay.
All right.
He just
so MVP of the week was Aaron Jones. I would have to put least valuable player of the week on the Chiefs' Clyde Edwards-Helaire with the fumble to cost them the game the first time Lamar Jackson beats the Chiefs. There was worse players this week, but as far as coming up short in a big spot, it's got to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What about you guys?
I think Matt Stafford gets the loser of the week because Jared Goff.
Jared Goof. Yeah, you're mixing up your former Rams and Lions quarterbacks.
It starts raining and you can't hold on to the ball, your little fucking hands, bud.
Well, that was a knock on him out of college in his rookie year. Like, if you remember his rookie year, he couldn't fucking throw a spiral.
I still love the guy. He's a Cal University, fucking just like Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to give him a pass.
Okay, fair.
Zach Wilson gets a donkey of the day.
Yeah. Listen, it's hard for me to get on a rookie, even if he's a Jet, but I'm going to. He sucks. He stinks and he sucks.
What about you, Josh?
My least valuable player of the week is the entire Falcons offensive line. Immense pressure on Matt Ryan, as always, but even more so in this game. 2 tipped passes leading to 2 pick sixes.
It was nice.
Shit sucks.
It was. And what was at one point it was like 28-25, like the Falcons were in it, and then I look up, it's 41-25.
Hey, Josh, did you watch the Monday night game or the Packers game?
No.
Do you see my boy Campbell get the interception, linebacker?
No.
Yeah,
so, that's my boy now.
The Packers are only the 5th team since 2010 to not have a single sack through 2 games. I have real concerns about the Packers defense, but we'll get to that. So we'll get right into the picks. Manfro, since you won last week, you're going to pick first. You and Josh are tied for first in the league. I'm behind you by 1 game. So it's neck and neck right now. So the Thursday night game, the 2-0, the surprise 2-0 Carolina Panthers taking on the 1-1 Houston Texans, who will now use Davis Mills as quarterback in his first NFL start. As of this morning, the Panthers were 7.5-point favorites on the road. Manfro.
As much as I love my Texans, I'm going to have to go with the Panthers on this one.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's going to have a game.
Yeah, he's looking nice. I did love that Jets fans suddenly want him back. He ran the guy out of town, and now look. I'm also going to take the Panthers here. I always worry about the road team on a Thursday night game, and the Texans have shown some real fight thus far. Even in the loss last week to the Browns, they were right in it up until Tyrod got hurt. I don't think Davis Mills has much up his sleeve. I would be very surprised. So give me the Panthers. I don't know if I like the points though, so I'll take the Panthers here too.
I'm also taking the Panthers. I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, I don't think the coach does either.
Deshaun Watson's coming back this week.
No, he's
Shut up.
not.
I wish.
It's crazy. They're paying him $10 million a year to do nothing.
Dolphins.
I said, I mean, listen, you got to get legal protection in there. That if for some reason he gets charged with anything, that you can, it's just a null and void trade. I don't know if that's ever been done before. I don't think so. It'd be a weird stipulation, but yeah. The next game, the Washington football team, who had the game kind of handed to them against the New York Football Giants, taking on the Buffalo Bills, coming off the shutout win over my Dolphins. Even though I picked the Dolphins, it's what I expect to happen every time they play Buffalo. I didn't think Buffalo looked great in the first half, despite it being 14-0. They were all over Josh Allen. They must have dropped 3 interceptions from him in the first half, and the defense was all over him after the first quarter. Doesn't look like last year's MVP candidate, Josh Allen, but the defense kept Miami off the board. Their defense is very talented, specifically at creating turnovers. Washington didn't play a great game against the Giants. Actually, they let Daniel Jones have maybe the best game of his career. Washington are 9.5-point underdogs on the road to Buffalo. Manfro.
I'm going to take Buffalo in this. I think that Josh Allen's going to fucking take last week and be like, okay, I got to play better. I think he's going to do that.
Last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Washington's good, and I like the kid Heineke, and I'm going to be rooting for Washington in this game, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
McLaurin is a fucking monster. I love that kid, but
Terry McLaurin's an animal, dude.
They haven't got Antonio Gibson involved enough. They haven't given him enough touches.
The tight end, Logan Thomas. Yeah, he's a stud too.
They just haven't done enough with their offense to make me think that they're going to beat Buffalo.
Be able to overcome what Buffalo can do at any time, which is explode for a 40, 50-yard touchdown.
Exactly.
Josh.
I am going to take the Bills. Also, I just don't think Washington is there.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills too. I would love to see Washington do this. I think Heineke he's a gamer. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but you can win games with him in the NFL. He's got some legs. I was actually a little disappointed he didn't run more against the Giants, because the thing we saw from him in the playoffs when he gave the Bucs a hell of a game last year, and all you heard about him is how much he ran, but he made big throws when it mattered. The defense plays pretty well, but their secondary hasn't been great so far. They have trouble with a quarterback that can run like Josh Allen. So I think Buffalo wins this one. The 9.5 is a tough one. I would stay away from it, but I'll take the Bills here. Next game, the Chicago Bears, now manned by Justin Fields at the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are 7.5-point favorites on the road. Baker Mayfield with an 82% completion percentage through 2 weeks into the season, facing a pretty good Bears defense. Manfro.
I'm going to take the Browns. Fucking Mayfield hasn't got a lot of fucking yardage, though. He doesn't. But he's not putting up the Baker Mayfield typical stats. But Jarvis Landry's a big part of that offense, and losing him, got to see if Odell comes back this week.
They're better without Odell, in my opinion. But losing Jarvis Landry hurts. You got to get Njoku more involved. You got to get Hooper more involved. But when you have a two-headed monster at running back in Chubb and Hunt, there's so many things you could do in the passing game where you can put Chubb, behind the quarterback, and you could put Hunt in the slot, and vice versa.
You got Hooper and Njoku too, coming off of both tight. Like you can fucking do so many things with that team. If they lose to the fucking Bears, it's a fucking shame.
Yeah, and the first start of Justin Fields' career going against a very good Browns pass rush who, obviously you have Myles Garrett, but you're seeing Clowney play really well on the inside and a really good secondary with Denzel Ward. I'm also going to take the Browns here, obviously. I think the Bears will keep it tight. I actually think they'll cover the 7.5. I don't love that spread. The Browns are going to be one of these teams that they're going to play a lot of these heart attack games this year, but they play efficient, smart football for the most part, and I think they can overcome the rookie mistakes of Justin Fields. Josh.
Yeah, I still think the Browns are for real. So they're one of those teams that they're playing a team that I think is lesser. I can't pick against the Browns.
Yeah, agreed. So far, 3 games in, we all have the same picks. Let's see if we can start. I think the next thing is going to be the same way because this is a 9.5-point spread. The Baltimore Ravens coming off the really, really nice come-from-behind victory against the Kansas City Chiefs. Shout out to the Ravens for when they were doing the introductions. They had Omar's whistling from The Wire in honor of Michael Kenneth Williams. I really appreciated that. The Browns are not, or the Ravens are 9.5-point favorites on the road against the Detroit Lions, who played a great half of football. They played a good first half against the Packers and a good second half against the 49ers. And if you made those one game, they might win. But Dan Campbell coached teams. One thing they're always going to do is play really hard physical football, but they're going to make a lot of silly mistakes, penalties, turnovers.
Well, I was waiting for that in the Packers game. I was waiting for them to make it dirty, and they never really did.
Well, the second half, you started to see it. They started to have some silly penalties. They couldn't capitalize on any Packer mistakes specifically, and they don't have the talent to do that. But, I mean, are we going to waste that much time on this? I thought the Ravens, Lamar Jackson specifically, was incredible in the second half. 9.5-point favorites. We're all taking the Ravens?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so. I think the Lions are going to be a really fun team to watch this year because it's going to be entertaining. What is that? Bad Boys 2? Is that
Nice.
DVD or Blu-ray?
DVD. I found it in the cards.
Next, he's going to pull out a Betamax of Bad Boys 1.
Yeah.
All right. So this game, I think, is pretty interesting. The Indianapolis Colts coming off, they were right there with the Rams at the end there against the Tennessee Titans. Titans with a really nice comeback against the Seattle Seahawks. Looked like they were dead to rights, but Derrick Henry took over. The Titans are 5.5-point favorites at home. Manfro.
I'm taking the Titans. I think they're getting into their stride again. They're a playoff team. They've been for the last 3 years. So I'm saying that the Titans win convincingly.
Okay. Josh.
Did we lose Josh?
I am going to take the Titans also. What? No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
No, you were frozen. You're definitely delayed too.
Okay. I'm taking the Titans also. I like the home team in a scenario where I'm not crazy about either of the two teams.
Yeah, and there's some questions around this might be the biggest shock of the NFL seasons, but there's some concern about the health of Carson Wentz. Sprained both his ankles. Don't know if he's playing. With that said, I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts in the upset here. I don't think the Titans are that good. I like to come back against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks, I think, lost that game as much as they won. I looked at the passing chart and some of the all-22 of the Seahawks offense in that game. Russell Wilson only had 2 throws that didn't go to the middle of the field. So now when a defense knows all they have to do is play you one way, what are they going to do? Do that. And the Seahawks defense stinks. Let's be real. They have a safety that plays linebacker that can't cover. And listen, props to the Titans for overcoming it. I think the Colts are a better coach team. I don't think they have the same offensive talent, but I think that Frank Reich will outcoach Pete Carroll in a very tight victory here. So I'm going to take the Colts in the upset. All right, next game. The Los Angeles Chargers coming off a loss to the Dallas Cowboys, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, coming off the loss to the Ravens. 6.5-point favorites for the Kansas City Chiefs here, the 2-time defending AFC champions. Michael.
I'm taking Pat Mahomes in Kansas City. They don't lose back-to-back. They just don't.
The classic Belichick thing, doesn't lose back-to-back games.
No, they don't. I don't see them losing to the Chargers either. I mean, I like the kid Herbert, but he has not been playing good so far.
Okay. Josh.
Also taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs here. There's watching that first off, that Cowboys Chargers game was great. The Cowboys defense has been really impressive. And, you say like Herbert hasn't been impressive. Yeah, I think that expectations wise, he makes some throws that you watch them and you're like, holy shit. Like some of these, would you just fucking frozen ropes into tight coverage. Like we saw Rodgers, that touchdown he had last night or Monday night, where not many guys can make that throw. But he's still at the point in his career where he tries to get away with things because of his physical gifts throwing the ball. Now, the Chiefs defense probably isn't as good as the Cowboys defense overall. Crazy thing to say right now, but the Cowboys defense has played pretty well through 2 weeks. But the Chargers offense is not clicking the way you'd want with the guy that threw 40 touchdowns last year as a rookie. Not right now with least. Now, will the Chiefs defense be the the lifeblood for offenses to get going? Maybe. I do think it ends up probably being a shootout. I would actually take the Chargers to cover the 6.5, but I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this game. So we're all in agreement there. We only have one different game so far. All right, maybe this one gets interesting. The New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. The Saints coming off the loss. Who the fuck did they lose to again? The Panthers. The Patriots coming off the win over Zach Wilson. I'm not going to say he came off the win over the Jets because the Jets defense played pretty well, but Zach Wilson. I think in the first quarter, when he threw his first 2 interceptions, he was like 2 for 10, or no, he was 6 for 10 with 2 interceptions, and I was like, no, dude, he's 8 for 10 if you count the passes he completed to the other team, 80% completion percentage. But the Saints laid an egg after the really impressive win over the Packers. They had some issues with between coaches and players. I think 8 guys off this past week because of COVID issues. So do they bounce back this week against the Bill Belichick coach defense? Patriots 2.5-point favorites at home. Manfro.
I'm taking New Orleans. I think that Kamara's going to have 3 touchdowns.
It's a good number to put it on. Play it on a 1-game parlay on BetMGM.
No, I think that I think Jameis. I don't love Jameis. He showed you that he can be good, but like for 150 and 5 touchdowns in week 1, and then what he did in week 2, I'm gonna take New Orleans. He's an anomaly. He can get the ball to Alvin Kamara. That's all he has to do, and the New Orleans defense will do enough to fucking keep Mac Jones at bay.
All right, Josh.
I like Jameis Winston to throw 3 interceptions this week, so I am taking the Patriots.
I'm going to take the Saints here because I do think the COVID issues affected them this week. I don't think you go from looking as crisp as you can in week 1 to as poor as you looked in week 2 without there being issues with the personnel not being there that was in week 1. The Saints have one of the best defenses in the league. Mac Jones, I saw a thing, was like, he's been the most impressive rookie quarterback, and he's only thrown 1 touchdown. And I'm like, yeah, it was like he's in the best situation of all the rookie quarterbacks. I don't think that can be argued at this point. You got Bill Belichick, you got a good defense, good running game, whatever. But the Saints defense is the first one he'll be facing that can truly confuse him and can get to the quarterback without blitzing every single time. So give me the Saints here and give me the points too. They're the underdog, so they're going to cover out, win outright. So me and you have the Saints. Josh has the Patriots. All right, Joshua, your team is up. The Atlanta Falcons 0-2 against the 0-2 New York Football Giants, who did a great job of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory against the Washington Football Team. The Giants are 3.5-point favorites at home. Josh, your team, your game.
I'm taking the Giants.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Giants, Falcons?
Michael. Yeah, Giants, Falcons. Falcons at Giants specifically. And Giants,
dude, fucking 3 weeks in a row, I got to watch them on TV.
You got to watch them lose 3.
This is why they're losing, because they're on TV 3 weeks in a row. I'm watching them on TV.
Maybe if you stop watching them, they'll win.
I'm taking the Falcons in this game. I think that the Giants will implode again. I see that happening. I mean, they didn't play that bad against Washington, but I don't know.
No,
Matt Ryan can't lose 3 weeks in a row. Can he?
That was the best. Yeah, he definitely can. He can lose, 28-3 lead. He can lose 3 weeks in a row. And so here's the thing: the Giants. That was the best game I've ever seen Daniel Jones play, and it still wasn't enough. You had a drop touchdown from Darius Slayton that he should have caught, but it could have been placed a little bit better too. He had an interception that was dropped down the stretch too, but he still played a great game. There are major cracks with the Giants. Everyone, I said this before the season started. I did not like the tongue bathing that everyone gave Joe Judge for a 6-10 season because there was a team moral victory. Like, oh, well, we were like 8-point underdogs and we only lost by 2. We were in it till the end. But now you're seeing a team that looks unprepared, sloppy, bad penalties. Kenny Golladay yelling at it looked like Daniel Jones to me, but now they're saying Jason Garrett. Either way, a bad look. I think the Giants. Saquon. This is my issue with Saquon. I don't think Saquon's that good, healthy or not. Want to know what Saquon is? He's going to have 8 rushes of 5 yards or less every game, even when he's healthy, and then he might break out a 40 or a 50 or a 60 yarder. He ain't going to get you your constant, 5, 6, 7 yards. He ain't going to average that regularly because he's afraid of contact. He's afraid of just diving forward. It's dancing, and he doesn't have faith in the knee right now. Super talented, no doubt. I'm also going to take the Falcons here. I think it's going to be a shootout. The strength of the Giants last year was their defense. The defense has not shown up this year whatsoever. Bradbury's taken a huge step back. Adoree Jackson has not been a very good signing so far. They lost playing time to Jabril Peppers for Xavier McKinney. I think that they're a team that is bordering on implosion entirely in the locker room besides on the field. Give me the Falcons to get the upset on the road at JetLife Stadium because nothing gets Giants fans more mad. Next game, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals coming off the loss to the Bears where Joe Burrow had a sequence where he threw 3 straight interceptions on the series. And the Steelers coming off the loss to the Raiders, the 2-0 Raiders, and Ben Roethlisberger now nursing a pectoral injury, but Ben Roethlisberger always has an injury, and he's always like, they might have to replace it. And then he plays and throws 4 touchdowns. The Steelers are 4.5-point favorites at home. Michael,
who we got?
Bengals, Steelers 4.5-point favorites at home.
I'm taking the Steelers. I hope Deontay Johnson's healthy. If not, they still got Claypool and Juju, and I think they could do it with just those 2. Najee Harris will have a big game. The Bengals, Joe Burrow looked great week 1, and I don't think he's going to do it again.
And listen, he bounced back from the three straight interceptions to throw a 41-yard touch pat bomb to Chase for a touchdown. So resilient, to say the least. Josh, Bengals, Steelers.
I do like Joe Burrow, but I think that the Bengals as an organization is terrible. So yeah, I can't pick them against the Steelers, so I got to take the Steelers here.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Steelers, but I don't feel very confident about it because I think Ben's done. I don't see it, and I don't think they have the weapons. Juju Smith-Schuster has proven he isn't anything without a guy like Antonio Brown opposite. He's more interested in being on TikTok than actually doing his craft. I can't say I'm a big fan of the kid. Najee Harris had his first receiving touchdown, but he's averaging like 2.9 yards per carry right now because they have no offensive line. I'm going to take the Steelers, and I'm going to take the points. This does hinge on the health of T.J. Watt, who is nursing a groin injury, to take those points. But, 4.5. We're all taking the Steelers. I want to give a quick shout-out to my guys, Ruglabach and Z Kazman, who did an awesome NFL card break last night. Some real gems in there. I showed a few of them to you, Michael. The Nick Bosa insert was pretty dope. I got the Pat Surtain 98 out of 99. Super pumped about that. They're doing another one. We need a few more spots filled. $40 gets you 2 random teams. And then there's an awesome card set. So go check them out on Twitter. You can find them on my feed. I've been retweeting them, but really cool live breaks. And they gave away a bunch of raffles at the end too. So definitely worth checking out. All right. Next game, the 2-0 Arizona Cardinals, who should have probably lost to the Vikings, but thankfully the Vikings have the worst kicking luck in NFL history at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who every week it looks like Urban Meyer is closer and closer to quitting. Trevor Lawrence does not look great. He's a rookie. I get it, but doesn't look great. The Cardinals are 7.5-point favorites on the road. Michael.
I'm taking Arizona. I actually was going to drop their defense this week until I saw that they were playing the Jaguars. So then I said,
he's good for 2 picks.
I'm riding the fucking Arizona's defense, baby. So hopefully they shut down the Jags. I mean, there's no one really on the Jaguars that you go, oh, fuck, he's a game changer, at the moment.
Yeah, listen, James Robinson's a really, really good running back, but he isn't one of those guys that you're afraid of, like, just dominating the game and you can't stop him. He's a guy on a really good team that that he's going to be a problem, but on a bad team, you're like, it's like any bad team. You're like, we're not really that worried about the running back.
No, I'm not worried about him. So I think Arizona handles it. Kyler Murray is fucking fast as shit,
and he's got a cannon.
And he always finds his receivers downfield. And like Rondell Moore, how many times was he fucking wide open, like 40 yards down the field, and he just gets it to him on a fucking rope?
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
It's crazy. And
it's fun to watch.
This is what's crazy. DeAndre Hopkins is third in the league, third on his team in targets, and that's D-Hop, who is still playing unbelievably, maybe the best body control of any receiver in the league. I mean, he is still, to me, the best receiver in the league overall, between him and Devontae Adams. But yeah, I'm also going to take the Cardinals here. I love the way they're playing. I do, obviously, I've said a couple times, I worry about the sustainability because of the style of offense. You're not on the field that long. It means your defense is on the field for a long ass time, and that tends to wear out, especially over 17 games. But against a team like Jacksonville, it doesn't concern me. You're still waiting for Trevor Lawrence to clean up the mistakes. I don't know if he's going to, and there seems to be a lot of issues brewing in Jacksonville Jaguars locker room, so I'm going to take the Cardinals.
I'm taking the Cardinals as well. I like what I'm seeing from this team. Kyler Murray is always playing out of his mind. Yeah, Cardinals for me.
Cool. All right, next game. The New York Jets at the 2-0 Teddy Bridgewater-led Denver Broncos. This is the biggest spread of the week. As crazy as that sounds, when you have two 9.5 point spreads, 11.5 point favorites are the Broncos at with the Jets coming to town. Michael.
I'm taking my boy Tyrod Taylor on the Broncos.
Yeah, it's Tyrod Two Gloves.
You see that rookie card, man? I got a Teddy Bridgewater rookie card. It's going to go through the roof after this week.
Yeah, it's going to go up to $32.
$32, fucking fine.
Josh.
Yep, taking the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos. I like what I'm seeing. Teddy's playing really, really good football. The defense looks really good. It's awesome to see Von Miller back. And rookie Pat Surtain playing awesome. Pat Surtain, the second, playing really well. Really hyped for them. So all of us taking the Broncos. All right, next game is my team. The shutout Miami Dolphins, now led by Jacoby Brissett for at least the next week, at the 2-0 Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are 3.5 point favorites at home. Coming off the win over the Steelers. I'm still going to pick my team until they prove me otherwise. Listen, the Bills have their number. They always have. Even they've had games where they beat the Patriots. They beat the Cardinals last year. Then they play Buffalo and they get destroyed. I think in 7 matchups against the Dolphins, Josh Allen, he's won Player of the Week 5 times. It is legitimately the stat. But listen, the Raiders are playing really good football. Carr's playing the best football of his career, legitimate MVP candidate 2 weeks in. But I still like the Dolphins defense to do some things here. I don't worry about the pass rush as much as I do, even though the Dolphins offensive line looks terrible. Until I see the team completely fall apart over multiple weeks, I'm going to take the coaching of Brian Flores over the coaching of John Gruden. Gruden can't sustain winning streaks. It falls off here. Even if the Dolphins play a bad game, they win. Bam.
You go, Josh.
I am going to take the Raiders. I don't dislike Jacoby Brissett, but it's hard for me to pick a road team with a backup quarterback.
Not wrong.
Yeah. I'm taking the Raiders because Derek Carr's starting to find his outside receivers instead of just going to Darren Waller every time. And I think that's a huge difference in Derek Carr's game when he starts slanging it to the outside. The Dolphins are good, and they have the best cornerbacks in the league and shit and free safeties and whatever. But I just think that the Raiders are flying high. I think they can do it. Not Mason Crosby, Max Crosby. He's gonna cause fits. I think
he probably will. I mean, listen, the Dolphins
Jacoby Brissett is Jacoby Brissett at the end of the day. If it was Tua, I'd probably take the Dolphins, but it's Jacoby Brissett.
But this is what I'll say about Jacoby Brissett. Has a winning record as a starter, for one, and he has I think a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Derek Carr only has 1 win against the Dolphins in 4 starts. He's thrown 4 interceptions against Xavier Howard, and he's one of the few guys that has thrown an interception to Byron Jones It's because that guy doesn't. Greg shutdown corner doesn't pick him off. I think it's going to be a defensive game regardless. Yeah, he's going to other guys besides Darren Waller, but he also hasn't been going against guys like Xavier Howard guarding them. So look for 2 Xavier Howard interceptions and Derek Carr injury. We're going to break his leg. And then we're going to butt fuck John Gruden on the 30-yard line. All right, next game. This is a good game. This might be game of the week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Los Angeles Rams. Both teams undefeated right now. The Rams are 1.5-point favorites at home. Manfro.
Stafford healthy?
Yeah. He's like one of the only quarterbacks that didn't get hurt this past week.
I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. I think Stafford is fitting well with that offense. Cooper Kupp is like unstoppable. And Higbee's going to have a big game. Finally.
Yeah, and you're still waiting on, what's his name? The fucking speed receiver on the Rams, whose name is slipping me right now, who used to be a Buccaneer. He's like a really fast guy. His name is completely slipping me. When I say his name to you, I'll text you like right when it's over, when it's going to click in my head, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, where's he been? He hasn't been there. He's due. Josh.
Goodwin?
Yes. Goodwin.
I am going to look for Sean McVay to get some Super Bowl revenge on Tom Brady here. The Bucs let a hapless Falcons offense score too many points, and the Rams, are probably about 3 times the offense that the Falcons is right now. So I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I did take the Rams, and now you guys are like making me think: do I want to take the Bucs just to change it here? But I don't know. This is a really tough game. The Bucs defense isn't very good right now. Like, we know they can get to the quarterback. We know they have good linebackers, but they have no secondary whatsoever. And with what the Rams can now do with Matthew Stafford actually being able to sling the ball downfield, that's a problem waiting to happen. So I'm going to stick with the Rams here, but I may text you guys before Sunday and say I'm changing my pick. So that may change. I want to see what the line does, but the Rams are 1.5-point favorites now. I bet you it's like an even money game by game time. All right, next game. The Seattle Seahawks coming off the loss to the Titans at the Minnesota Vikings. Coming off, what do you miss? There's a 35-yarder to win the game. Something stupid. Did you hear the radio call from Vikings radio of the missed field goal?
No.
So he's like, kick is up. It's good. They win the game. He missed it. Are you kidding me? There's few things in football I enjoy more than Kirk Cousins lose. I never liked Kirk Cousins. Going back to Washington, he's
You like that?
He's annoying. He's a fool. He's what I call a fool's gold quarterback. He'll have a couple starts a year and a couple moments where you're like, wow, he's got it. But he is such a small player. Like, he comes up small every single time. He has one win in prime time, and that came last year, and he's had a ton of primetime games. And Mike Zimmer, I think Mike Zimmer is a good coach, but the defense is supposed to be his thing, and the Vikings defense is atrocious.
Booty.
Absolutely atrocious. I don't like that shit from Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Like, we know you like throwing it down to Tyler Lockett. You got fucking DK Metcalf. Spread the wealth, because DK is playing pretty well, but he has not had that explosive game yet. Agreed?
Yeah.
Like what we saw last year.
They're throwing fucking slants to him and drag routes to fucking DK Metcalf, and he's catching and he's working to try to get yards after catch. But I think DK brings on so many so many double teams that Tyler Lockett's just been wide open, and if the team can figure that out, then.
But you can't just throw to the middle of the field. Like, I understand that, but you can't just like what you do to attack a cover 2 defense is you throw to the middle of the field because it's always open. So what do? You don't play cover 2 defense. You play cover 3, and then that whole spot is wide open. And once the team's adjusted, when it looked like they had the Titans dead and buried, every single pass was still going at least 20 yards to the middle of the field. So this playbook is out, and I don't know if it's Russell Wilson, that's what he wants, or if that's how the plays are being designed. Either way, it might be a combination of two. That's something that has to change, because if I can see that, defenses can see that. With that said, the Vikings stink. I don't care if it's on the road. I don't care if the Seahawks defense also stinks. The Seahawks are going to win this because Kirk Cousins sucks.
I agree with that.
So you're taking the Seahawks also?
I'm taking the Seahawks, yeah.
I don't have a thing this week, so I'm taking the Seahawks stuff.
And nothing about Pete Carroll's conspiracies?
Nah, not this
I don't
week.
really know what conspiracies I could go with here, other than he thinks Sandy Hook was fake. We've done that.
He doesn't want to keep recycling the same conspiracy theories over and over again.
Oh,
See, he's out here for the truth. He's not out here to make a lot of noise.
Okay, I got you. I did see a conspiracy today that maybe he'll be down with, but I forgot who it was. One of the generals said that they're going to make everyone get the vaccine via salad dressing. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that sounds like he'll be down for the cause.
What kind of dressing would they use to do that? Like a balsamic or like a honey mustard?
I don't know. I feel like the most culturally
Pepto-Bismol.
accepted salad dressing is like classic Italian dressing.
I
feel like anywhere you go,
not like
anywhere you go that has like a side salad that automatically comes with your meal, it's always an Italian dressing.
What is your favorite salad, Josh? We know you don't eat salad. Manfro,
I was just going to say, why are you asking me this question?
What's your favorite salad dressing?
I like blue cheese.
Yeah, blue cheese is nice. I had buffalo chicken stuffed peppers for dinner this week with some nice blue cheese crumbles and chunky blue cheese dressing on it. Very, very good. Yeah, Josh, if you had to have a salad, what dressing would it be?
I don't know. I guess Italian dressing.
When's the last time you had a salad?
Oh, I don't know.
That's
Does fruit
fucked
salad
up,
count?
Does what?
Does fruit salad count?
No, because you're a fruit. It doesn't count. What about like a Caesar salad? Like a Caesar salad, everyone likes a Caesar salad.
I just had salad with my Chinese tonight with the ginger fucking shit.
I have salad every day for lunch.
Okay, I don't.
What do you have for lunch?
Usually I don't.
I usually just whip up a bowl of whoop ass.
Shut up! Shut up!
All right, next
You're
pick.
a fucking dumb fuck. You're a dumb fuck. All right, so the Sunday night game, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers at Jimmy G, as some people would call him, some stupid people, Garoppolo Goat.
Hey, Taylor calls him that.
Yeah, well, I said stupid people. Jimmy Garoppolo Goat and the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are 3.5-point favorites at home over the Packers. The 49ers coming off the win over the Eagles that, this final score doesn't indicate how close that game was. Major props to the Eagles defense for as well as they played, but they couldn't find the end zone. Manfro, your team, your game.
I'm going to go with Green Bay just because
That's
I
a
cannot
shock.
go against them. I really am worried about Kittle going off finally because I have him in my fantasy lineup.
And he's due.
And if he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it against the Packers, fucking subpar secondary. I mean, They got Jair Alexander, but every team is finding Kevin King, and now they don't know if they're gonna put King in or Stokes. Stokes played really good, had a couple good plays. Kevin King just, since the NFC Championship game, he played pretty good last year. It's just he gets beat deep too many times, and if Garoppolo with
Maybe
Deebo
give him
Samuel,
some safety help then. Don't put him one-on-one.
Yeah. Deebo Samuel and fucking Ayuk, if they go to him, they can tear up the Packers. But I think if Aaron Rodgers, now he's got a little taste of, what's going on. He found Devontae a few times. The only thing that scares me about the Packers is that he went to Devontae, he went to Aaron Jones, but he usually spreads the ball out. None of the other receivers had any catches last week.
But you know what? He was taking what the Lions gave him, which was basically like he's only going to throw it to 3 or 4 guys, and they still couldn't stop it. I don't necessarily fault it then. You're going to have to change that against the 49ers, although I don't think the 49ers defense is anything special right now.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm also going to take the Packers, not confidently because I think the 49ers are still kind of finding their groove. They did play a better game against the Eagles than they did the Lions, although I don't think the Eagles are particularly great, and they still, they put up 19, was it 19-3 the final score or something along those lines. I think that the Packers, that was a nice get-right game for them. I think that the catalyst of the offense for the Green Bay Packers should be Aaron Jones. It absolutely should. He is one of the guys that's a running back on a good team that can be a game wrecker because he can control the line of scrimmage. He can keep the ball in the possession of the Packers. And then the more you run, the more you open up Aaron Rodgers on those play action passes. Obviously, the Packers defense has to improve tremendously. If they struggle defensively and the defense is the reason they lose this game, I don't care if Aaron Rodgers late. If they somehow give up 34 points to a not great 49, what I don't think is a great 49ers offense right now, then we have serious concerns, and they'll be lucky to win 10 games and win the division. It's just such a mediocre division. But I'm going to take the Packers here. I think that the firepower will probably be too much for the best game manager in football, Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm taking the Packers as well. I like their offensive weapons between Jones and Adams. I think you got two guys there that can, at any given time, just go off. Guys,
we have like almost no like so far. We have one game where there's different picks, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this last game, but I doubt it. Okay, Monday night game. The Philadelphia Eagles coming off the loss to the 49ers at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are coming off the win over the Chargers. Cowboys are 4.5-point favorites at home. Michael,
taking the Cowgirls.
That's you can't say that anymore. It's offensive.
Well, I'm taking the cow neutral gender.
No, you're supposed to say cow cunt or cow slit.
Cow people.
The cow person.
The cow non-binaries.
Yeah. I just think that they're hot. Like, I mean, they came close in week 1. They didn't play a bad game. They didn't play a bad game week 2. I think they're gonna shit on the Philadelphia Eagles.
So one thing I love that I saw from the Cowboys this week, and it unfortunately came at the expense of a very good player in Marcus Lawrence, but he broke his foot. He's out 4 to 8 weeks. But it forced the Cowboys to move their first-round pick, Micah Parsons, to defensive end. And I got really mad in week 1 when I saw, like, Micah Parsons can obviously play linebacker. It's what he played in college. But they weren't putting him in position to do what he does best, and that's break up the line of scrimmage. He was getting spun around, backing up in the coverage a little bit. And he was an absolute game wrecker against the Chargers. He had one of the best rookie performances for a defensive end in NFL history, as far as recorded, though, pressures and things like that. He was all over Justin Herbert on an offensive line that contained the Washington football team's pass rush in week 1. Now it's going against the Eagles offense that is struggling, even though Hurts is playing pretty damn well. I like the Cowboys defense to be the catalyst behind them having a pretty good run here in the NFC East. So give me the Cowboys plus the points.
I'm also taking the Cowboys. I like what I'm seeing from Dak. I think that he's the chip on his shoulder this year. He's got some weapons on that side of the ball. We know that Zeke is over. He's washed. But I like Dak, and I like that offense.
Fuck it. I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Philly.
You're going with Philly?
Yeah, I said in the beginning of the year, I said Philadelphia is going to win the division, and they're going to fucking come into their own. Jalen Hurts is going to have a huge game. Taking Philly. Change my pick.
I like it. Now there's 5 games different. So, all right, let's settle this. Of the game, I'll tell you what games we have different, and then we're going to determine pickle candy. Okay? So we have you and I both picked. So I took Indy, you took Tennessee. All right. What other ones? I took Miami, you took Vegas, and Philly, Dallas. I think let's let it go down to Monday night.
Okay.
I'm taking the. Are we doing points or just straight up?
What's the point spread?
Dallas 4.5.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah.
The points?
Yeah, we'll do the points.
All right, let's do a camera ET phone home handshake. All right, so for those of you guys that don't know what the pickle candy is, now Josh pushed out as per usual and didn't try the pickle candy before my bachelor.
I don't eat weird stuff. The most weird thing I ever ate,
because all you do is
the weirdest thing he ate was a salad.
No, I don't mean like that. Shut up, Manfro. The weirdest thing I ate because of you or because of the show was the ass chocolate last year.
The ass chocolate was, but see, you only did it because you heard chocolate. Like, hold on, I got something to say with my butt. Oh, dude, I sat down right into the smell. So Ralph brought out the pickle candy. Like, I guess he Googled like the worst candy in the world. And it was like while we were waiting to go to the Airbnb. And so me, Greg, Manfro, and Ralph were the only ones that tried it, right? In the parking lot. This is I don't love pickles, but I'll eat pickles. This didn't taste like any kind of pickle I've ever had. And it was literally one of the worst tasting things I've ever had. It turned all of our mouths like bright fucking Slimer green. We're spitting it out into snowbanks that now look like Shrek came. And it was awful. We couldn't get rid of the taste. Then we get to the house, and then Bob, Taylor, Quaz, Justin all tried it, and everyone hated it unanimously. So I think what we said, I think it'll be a little hard to agree that the loser has to actually eat the whole thing because they'll throw up. You know what I mean? But how about we agree to, like, you have to keep it in your mouth for, 30 seconds?
Okay.
Does that sound fair? And
I guess seconds is a long time.
It's 30 seconds. Listen, I did that fucking death nut challenge with Ralph on the show, and that was the single hardest food challenge thing I ever did. Although the smoothie with the sausage McMuffin was really bad too. That was not fun. And getting tased wasn't good either. Getting tased wasn't fun. But all right, guys. So this was week 3 NFL picks. Episode 155, You Watch, I Listen Again. Again, shout out to my boys on Twitter. Go follow them for really cool baseball and football card breaks. We got a cool NFL one coming up. $40, get you 2 random teams at RUGLABOK Ruglabach and at ZKazman on Twitter. You can find them on mine. Final words, Manfro. 1 word, go.
Poopy.
Josh, 1 word, go.
Fuck Tom Brady.
That's 3. Dan, 1 word, peace.
Peace.